So this story right here gonna be a little different, right? And the reason I say that is because the person we're gonna be touching on today, I know him personally. So, and how I met him is at the time I'm trying to figure my way out of Chicago. I'm on probation. I pull a little move. I'm filling out applications. SIUE ended up hitting me back with an acceptance letter. Fuck it, I'm on my way down to SIUE. So me being not mentally grown and still on the same shit I was on at the crib, come down there on the same shit that I was on at home. So I ended up meeting some cats from East St. Louis. Well, come to find out, some of them from Collinsville, some of them from the suburbs around the area, Fairview Heights, Glen Carbon. But anyway, some of them really was from East St. Louis. So that's how I ended up meeting the cat that we gonna touch on today. We was all going to SIUE. That's in Edwardsville. But here go the area that Poe claimed. So that's 39th and Waverly, right? It's in East St. Louis. And it's a crib neighborhood, for those that don't know. Now, I can't vouch and say, this for sure, where, Poe put in work and that's where he came up at. But I do know, his grandma lived over here and he got some origin. So I can say that for sure because, at one moment we had fell out. He had did something to my homie and, we was looking for him and it ended up leading to this area. So I could for sure vouch and say he got some type of origins from here. Now, if I could say he put in some type of work and, he was really out here, I can't say that. I ain't from this area. But, here go a little view of it so y'all can get how it is and how it look out there. I ain't gonna lie, they ain't got no cameras at all. They ain't even got no police. And I was thinking like, shit, if this was going on in Chicago, man, the murders would be way higher. But it's definitely fucked up out there. They definitely, in some dire situations. You can tell it's poor. They ain't got no stores, no grocery stores. They ain't got shit, to be honest. He was also an aspiring rapper, and I ain't gonna lie to you. To be honest, he could have took off because he had certain little connections, that could have helped him put in place. Like, to be honest, he the first reason I ever heard of Metro Boomin. Before Metro Boomin took off and moved to Atlanta. Metro Boomin from Atlanta, so Poe was fucking with him and shit. That's how I met him. And see, I ain't no hater. I'm gonna keep it real, whether I mess with you or I don't mess with you. A lot of the music, I was fucking with it because I was fucking with the context, the shit that he was talking about, and shit. That's how I came up. So I was definitely messing with it, and some of the wordplay, some of it would throw me off because we from the same state, but when I say we like then at 5 hours apart, 4 hours apart, and Chicago and East St. Louis is totally different. Totally different. But I ain't gonna lie, some of the music was different. But, let's get into shit. I'm gonna let y'all hear a clip of it real quick, a little sample of the music.
From section 8 to section 8. In the club where it ain't a booth less than 8. So my pockets can't be nothing less than straight. From the Bay to LA, I get the best of great. Got Glock, FN, Smith & Wesson tapes. And shooters on deck, I won't stress the pay. Half a bell last night, so the rest today. Been up 3 straight, a nigga need the rest today. But my weed and my bitch got something in common. They both that bread and they both exotic, so ironic. All a nigga wanna do is big time it. Young nigga shining now, no due time shit. 6 on the shoe, size 43. 30 shot clip hanging my.
Alright, so before we jump into the story, right, we're gonna get into the type of motherfucker he was. Poe was a shiesty motherfucker, a grimy motherfucker, right? And when I say if you was a motherfucker that ain't see it coming or wasn't looking for the cross, he was gonna cross your ass. I mean, he'll see your ass 5 pounds of grass. Especially if you one of them niggas out here shopping without checking your work. Fuck around and get home and bust that bag open, thinking you got some Zaza in your ass, got some grass from motherfucking Home Depot. For real. And the crazy thing is, with this motherfucker is, nobody off limits. I mean, this motherfucker, he'll get down on his cousin. He'll get down on the motherfucker that's feeding him. He'll get down on his plug. This motherfucker really don't get no fuck. He'll get down on you. You live across the street and he know you'll kill him. This motherfucker just gonna hide. But he gonna pull a move on you. If he can pull a fast one, he gonna pull it on your ass. I can give him that. That motherfucker. And what's so crazy? Before this shit happened, and he fell out with my man, as I used to be telling him, slow down. You know, we used to be having conversations. Shit, even outside of my man, his ass gonna crash out, man. He gonna end up tweaking. And his favorite line was, "Get rich or go fail." So this right here is, the Edwardsville, Glen Carbon. They call that shit the Tri Cities, but Edwardsville, Glen Carbon, Fairview Heights. What else out there? Maryville, um, Belleville, East St. You got Washington, and it's all before you get to St. Louis. These are a bunch of Illinois suburbs down there. You also got Alton, and this majority of how the area look out there. It's kind of like, well, if you're from a big city, there's some small towns, suburban shit. But I ain't gonna lie, when I first got out there, I thought like, man, this shit whack as hell, man. This shit dry as hell. I ain't gonna lie, it still is dry. But on the same tip, once you get to know motherfuckers, you start to see it's a whole different, it's an underground life out here for real. Like, motherfuckers really out here getting it. Like, this where the big drugs at. And it ain't shit for motherfuckers out here to do but do drugs, for real. That's all it is for motherfuckers to do out here. Motherfuckers out here doing drugs and taking drugs. Like, not taking them like as in doing drugs, but taking other motherfuckers' drugs. You got motherfuckers selling, motherfuckers taking it. Like, let me rub that shit. But this a little glimpse of the area. Now let's jump into that shit, what went down. Y'all got a little synopsis of how he is and where he from. Now we finna lead up to what went down and how it went down. He also put something else in perspective to help you understand why he ended up in a lot of these situations. He also the type that'll finesse you out of 10K and spend that 10K the same night he finessed you out of it. Now he right back finessing somebody else the next day. He'll have to work and won't sell it to you if he feel like he can get over on you. That's just Poe for you. All right, let's get into it. So 6 months before what we about to touch on go down with Poe, he ended up falling out with my mans over some money. A little situation happened. He also fall out with another motherfucker that me and my people associated with, and that Poe and his people associated with. Shit, to be honest, dude basically both people. He did some snake shit to him, snaked him out of some bread or whatever. Nigga Poe pop over with a new Q5 and shit. But at the same time, the nigga hiding and shit. Motherfucker just getting words, sending pictures and shit like, man, he copped a new whip and shit. Nigga out here shopping, taking trips and shit. And he running around talking about he got that shit. So motherfuckers looking for him. But I mean, this nigga know how to duck his taco. I give him that. That nigga know how to hide out. So, motherfucker don't know where he at. He done disappeared, right? All of a sudden, that's when this shit pop up and he all over the news. So come to find out why motherfuckers looking for him, shit, he moved on to his next Vic. He working on his next scheme. So he tricked this white boy from California with a dream of he finna buy a bunch of pounds from him. So he tricked the white boy and shit, tricked him to St. Louis, buy his plane ticket for him and everything, courtesy of Poe. Knowing him, I already know he buttered him up nice. It ain't shit. I do this shit, nigga. I do like $20,000-$30,000 a day, nigga. I'ma buy your plane ticket and all. Buttered the white boy up. The white boy probably thinking like, shit, man, that's a connect I got, man. The pounds high in St. Louis area. I'm gonna fucking get these things off, not knowing when he get. White boy not even knowing what he can get himself into. So he land in St. Louis. Poe pull up on him. I'm sure he pulled up on him in his new Audi. Or knowing Poe, he'll do the most. He'll go get a car or rent the nicest car or go borrow the nicest car from a motherfucker you know. But he gonna make sure the show look right. So that way you don't see it coming at all. Him and white boy, he pick him up, take him go get some of that good St. Louis food and shit. He probably, talking his ear off, telling them all type of bullshit. When I say this nigga he'll paint some pictures and see your ass a dream. Probably tell him, man, I got the whole motherfucking St. Louis sold up, nigga. Man, nigga, I even got motherfucking East St. Louis sold up all the way back to motherfucking Chicago, nigga. When I tell you that nigga paint some pictures and see your ass a dream. If you a fool, gonna help you understand what that saying mean. A fool and their money gonna part. You definitely gonna understand that after fucking around with him. After buttering the white boy up, selling them dreams, getting them some food and shit. They hop in the whip and shit. So Poe probably feeding them dreams and shit while they driving. Like, yeah, man, I got all this shit sold up, all this shit, man. But little do white boy know. Little do he know, them smiles and that friendly conversation, that shit about to change. So after getting the food and shit, Poe ended up taking them to Venice, Illinois. That's probably like 10, maybe 10, 12 minutes away. So he take him to Venice, Illinois. Ain't no telling what type of shit Poe done told him. He probably told him that's where the money at. He probably, nigga, I got $100,000 right now at the spot in Venice. He getting the kind shit. But he probably thinking it's all good, man. He finna take me to the trap and shit. Get to the trap. That's when Poe mans hop about the closet. Hop about the closet with that iron. Lay your bitch ass the fuck down. And end up tying him the fuck up. Stripping him and shit. Taking his wallet, his phone and shit. Tying him up. So now they holding him for ransom. They end up giving his daddy a call who back in California. Telling them, man, we want $100,000 and 50 pounds. So they end up holding white boy for about a week. Waiting on his daddy. Thinking he gonna come through. Whole time, the nigga did call the police instantly. They don't know. They waiting and shit thinking that, he trying to get that bread together and get the work together. This nigga done called the police and tipped them off and shit. So when Poe and his two mans find out that white boy Pop's trick and them people on their ass, they instantly get nervous, grab white boy and shit, put him in a car, head to the Clifton Heights neighborhood in St. Louis and drop him off and shit and tell him don't look back. White boy, he instantly found the nearest gas station and asked him to use the phone. First person he called is his pops. He tell him he been freed. Now, these niggas all over the news for kidnapping. And then a white boy at that. The other two that did the shit with Poe will be caught shit within a couple of weeks. But Poe will be on the run for nearly 9 months after, until the FBI put out a $5,000 reward. And then a week later, they received a tip. He was caught at a friend or associate house in Swanson, Illinois. After being caught, Darius Rose, according to reports, is the one that hopped out the closet with a gun and, told Buddy to get down. He was sentenced to 15 years. Darius Rose, the other guy that was with Poe, will be sentenced to 21 years. Poe, even though he was the one that orchestrated it, will be sentenced to 8 years. According to reports, this the block they believe he was held captive on. A vacant home on the 600 block of Jefferson Street in Venice, Illinois. I just wanted to give y'all a glimpse of the block, show y'all how it look. The reason I do these stories, not to glorify it at all, but hopefully to detour somebody from, going down this path or, thinking that, you could be out here living this way and getting away with it.